Hey, my friends, what is going on? This is Dave Sharpe, and I am thrilled to be with you this morning for Wake Up Legendary. We're going to be bringing in a gentleman here in a moment who actually is in the same state that I'm in right now, visiting. So we'll see if we're close to each other. I've never talked to this guy before, but he is a member and marketer inside of our community, and he has started his journey and is excited about where it's going. If you're brand new to Legendary Marketer, I would urge you to tune in every morning to our Wake Up Legendary show. You can see that right here on our Facebook page, and you can even click to get a reminder if you text the number that's on your screen right now. You should be able to text the letters WUL to the number that's on your screen, and we'll give you a little text message reminder. I don't know about you, but there's some mornings that I need a reminder of where I'm supposed to be. So if you have not gone through our Business Builder Challenge, it's 15 days and will deliver more clarity and insight for you to understand the business model that's going to allow you to be more successful than with any other. It's a timeless business model, and we urge you to get in there and also get into our business blueprints if you can, and make a full commitment to your business. This is not something you can treat like a hobby and get paid like a business. You got to treat it like a business in order to get paid like a business and run a business. I mean, this is common sense stuff. I'm not trying to give you guys any groundbreaking revelations in that statement. I'm just saying that over the 10 years that I've been in this business, in this industry, both marketing and also having the pleasure to educate, which is kind of a cool thing that I'd never thought I'd do. But that's led me to meet lots of people and realize that the majority of the people that come in and start any business for that matter tend to treat it like a hobby and expect it to produce results like a real business. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So you got to treat it like a business to get out of it the results that you want. And I'm sure each one of you wants to get good results. So having commitment, dedicate time and energy to your education, and fully immersing yourself in this process, especially in the beginning, to understand the concepts, but also be willing to get out of that newbie complex and start taking action is incredibly important. And so we're glad to be a part of your journey if you're brand new. And if you're just coming back or you're here every morning, let's see in the comments. I'm going to say good morning to a couple of people. Yoli Ferry, good morning. Eric Griffin, good morning. King, what's up? Good morning. Brandon Green, Michelle Cox, Scott Peterson, Dean, TJ, Vino, Randy Allenson, Jay Perez, Nikki, Daryl Brown. Good morning to all of you guys. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest for today, Shawn Chadwell. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Good, man. Good. So I'm in Georgia. I'm in Blue Ridge right now. Is that anywhere near where you're at?
Pretty close. I'm in Cumming, which is near Lake Lanier, so probably about an hour away from Blue Ridge, which I think I drove up close to there the other day, then got stuck in traffic people for the Apple Festival, so I kind of turned around and went to another location.
I didn't know about the Apple Festival. I might have headed on over there, but yeah, it's we did go to an orchard, and I tell you, it was packed. It must have been the only thing in town where I'm at, because I mean, I think everybody in the town was there.
It's pretty popular up there, that and LJ.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what led you to Legendary, why you decided to get involved with Legendary, and what you're looking to accomplish.
Okay. Well, I would say my search started back in 2018. I'd come back from overseas in 2014. I lived over in Asia, in Thailand, for 10 years. Over there helping start companies and starting my own different things. And when I came back, was looking for what I could continue to do. And one of my businesses just basically became, shifting the economies and all that, wasn't able to continue it. But So really wanted to do some things from home like I'd always been, because I've always been there uh, at the time for my one daughter, been around and came back to a new world. I felt like all this online stuff, social media, time in my 40s, getting close to 50s, felt like I was like, man, I've been left behind.
Mm.
And the concept of going and get another desk job after being self-employed since 2004, I like to say sometimes I just feel like I'm totally unemployable,
Mm.
because I've been in sales and management before and didn't want to go that route. So I was saw something, an advertisement about online, affiliate marketing, digital marketing. And I looked at a couple different courses, even done one of those webinars online. I was fortunate enough though, Dave, to actually, before I spent money on any of those other ones, the $997, the $1,000 courses where you just got a download of stuff. I ran into legendary marketing, and yours was the first one I invested in right
Mm.
away, and I haven't need to look anywhere else. And I'm glad that I didn't go through what most people do, spending a lot of money before you actually find what I find an ongoing education, how you always update things and keep it relevant. And then the lives and the live help. It wasn't just a bunch of videos I got to watch and get confused over.
Sure. Sure. Well, hey, we're glad to have you and glad that we're meeting your needs. Um, it is hard to educate and create education in this industry because things are changing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not hard to give it your all. I mean, I think that that's one of the beautiful things I like about this industry is that uh, it's real easy to see the people that care and the people that don't really care. And those that don't really care, that are looking to just make a quick buck without delivering any value, are just going to kind of, have a big sales pitch with just some downloadable old videos. And it's kind of like, oh, shoot, but they're sort of nowhere to be seen after you buy. So we try to create a community here and have an ongoing educational experience, because it's never one and done. There's always a learning process, and that is what we try to create here. So I'm glad you're getting value here. It's good feedback, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah, and I would say, I looked at things, the free stuff on YouTube, and I tried that route for a little bit, but it's like I said, I think I've heard it said before. It's like trying to get a sip of water from a fire hose, and you're going 30 different directions, and it's not organized. You're working on step 10 when you haven't even done step 2 yet, but you
Sure.
don't know you're supposed to be doing that. And the way that Legendary lays out step by step, whatever niche we want to go into, whether it be whether you want to do affiliate or digital products and all. I just like the fact that it's step 1, step 2, step 3, and it's organized, and you can just stay on track.
Mm.
And I'm big in education too. My oldest daughter, I homeschooled her until she entered 4th grade. So
Mm.
I like the education process. I love education. I've made money tutoring when I was in college and high school. I
Mhm.
just love seeing people taking them from point A to point B and seeing their confidence go up in whatever subject that is. And
Yeah.
you've got to give them a pathway. You can't just throw them in the middle of a wheat field and say, hey, figure it out. Which way's out?
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, a lot of people, Shawn, start in this business and sort of, get into what I would call a combination of a couple of pitfalls. Number one is the lifetime student, the person who never gets out of the classroom, the virtual classroom, if you will.
Mhm.
And that's a challenge. That's a challenge because there's always something more to learn. There's always because we tend to be surrounded by great marketers when we come online. We for somebody who's not aware that they're going to see 5 to 10 pitches a day, even if you're not subscribed to a million email list.
Right.
You But let alone if you are subscribed to multiple, because usually when you first get started, you are, watching this and subscribing to that and attending that webinar. And before you know it, you're on 25 different email lists. And so if you're on 25 different email lists, you're guaranteed to see 25 different new offers every day because, marketers got a hot new thing, hot new trend, hot new business model. And so we tend to get into this, well, okay, I got to just learn one more thing, or it's got to be perfect before I start. So how have you juggled some of those pitfalls? Have you been sucked into a bit of that, or are you coming in with a certain awareness that you need to combine your learning with actually OJT, on the job training, and learning as you go?
Well, I'd like to say I was like that from the very beginning, taking action and not just educating. Like I said, after I signed up, other things going on with other businesses, I got distracted. So it was some starts and stops, but it was really this spring when some things changed in my life, and I just, we've got to make a few things happen. So I've picked out really two things to focus on as far as career wise,
Mhm.
and in affiliate marketing, online marketing is one of the two, because I've always kind of had a lifestyle where I could set my schedule,
Mhm.
and so I want to continue that. And and so there may be some people out there that they've bought in and haven't done anything yet, and it's been time, and they wonder, can you? I think it's hard for people psychologically to engage and disengage, and then re-engage later because they beat themselves up.
Mm.
I don't think they're, if you don't start the race with every other racer, there's no chance of winning. Well, this is not a sprint; it's a marathon, and you can. And the great thing about it, you can restart your business anytime you want. Because you're not firing anybody. That's in the marketers club. So it's really up to that person. And when I first made the big investment, it was like the question is, am I making the right decision? And I've always tried to make, outside of decisions and morality, I try to follow the philosophy is you make the decision, then you make the decision right. And
Mm.
so from 2018 until 2020, I made the wrong decision to buy into the course because I wasn't taking action.
Mm.
But now I'm making that decision right because I'm taking action. So the decision has become right to invest in my education.
Oh, so you actually enrolled in our blueprints or something back in 2018. Okay.
Bought them all.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that makes a lot of sense. This is powerful. Thanks for making that clear for me, because I didn't look at your any information before we got on and talked, which sometimes I like to just do it that way, so I don't have any preconceived notions, or
Right.
like to just let the conversation go naturally. So that's great. So, man, that is powerful, Shawn. What you just brought up, I think that is just hitting the nail on the head for so many people, because that shame sets in, or that guilt or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then we beat ourselves up. You are so spot on.
And the thing about it is my investment has only become more valuable because of two reasons. Y'all are always adding to and updating the content. And two, has become more valuable because of the action I've taken this year.
Yeah. You know, um, I don't know who that hit, but that hit me big time, because you articulated what I want to say to people, which in many times I say, whether you're starting or starting over. I try to have short little things that I say that kind of might hit somebody, but the way you said it, you told the story, you articulated the point through your own story, and I think I don't know what it is or how we can overcome this as a community, but the way that I've tried to do it is create a sort of a shame-free environment, to create an environment to where failures, challenges, mistakes, whatever, starting, stopping, all of that is permitted, because it's part of the natural process, and to try to meet everybody where they're at, just not,
Right.
only through compassion and empathy, and just trying to remind people that whether you're starting over, whatever, but if I could give everybody that's listening and everybody in our community right now a gift, if I could just transfer something, which I can't, but my wish is, you all would have to give yourself permission, is to totally forgive yourself. Totally forgive yourself for any and everything that we'll work on everybody else later. If there's other people you need to forgive or be forgiven, all that, but just totally forgive yourself for anything that you're holding against yourself from the past. And today, start anew. And then every day, wake up with that same mentality. Dave, you ain't been perfect. I forgive you today. Right. And some of us can seek that through spiritual, right? Some of us has different ways to, but see, sometimes what my experience is, Shawn, that I am the hardest on myself. And even if I'm forgiven and whether it be spiritually or whether it be personally, I still can hold grudges, brother. So you just tapped a nerve there within me. I think you can tell. But I believe right here in this 18 inches from here to here is the most difficult, the most difficult part of this journey that we have to navigate, not just personally, but also in business. Do you agree? What's coming up for you as I'm saying these things?
Absolutely. And my belief is I'm Christian, and it's like Apostle Paul says. He says you got to renew the renewing of your mind every day. So that routine, you say, getting up in the morning and just washing your mind with that you are capable, that you are forgiven, and to forgive yourself and go take action. Because it does require action. Whatever your religious background, and most of them do require action to accomplish that state of you want to be self-aware so that you can get better, not so that you could drag yourself down.
Mm-hmm. So now you've mentioned your children. We do what we do because we want to provide. Now this goes for men and women on the call and in this community. We want to provide. What else do you hope to achieve through some of your entrepreneurial endeavors here in terms of your children? Do you have a desire to be somebody who can also shed light on some of the things in the world that they may not be learning in school because they're reading books that maybe are outdated or learning about? I don't know. I don't know what they're teaching in school, but do you have any other goals in which you hope to impact your children in more ways than just financially?
Absolutely. I've got a 10-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter, and I've been involved daily in their lives. And currently, I drop them off at school in the morning. I've got them into a private Christian school. That's a blessing. And then I pick them up in the afternoon, and I do the dad thing. Get up early, get up 6 a.m. To get them ready for school every day. And I've been to where I want to go with the oldest at the time because of the type of businesses I had and was running and gave me flexibility. I was able to take her places and let her experience life, experience history, see the sights, not just from a book. And that's where I want to get back to, is the flexibility of being able to, both her and the younger one now, to take them to experience the world, but also prepare them for life, to be able to invest myself into them so that one day when I'm gone, that they're okay. They know how to handle life. They when they remember me, they remember a dad that was present and just loved on them and just invested into them. And that's my number one goal in life is bringing them up right. And that's one of the things. Just like, sometimes just, pray, just don't let me mess it up. Let me have the wisdom to do it right.
Well, I have a belief that the impact that we make on our kids, the biggest one is not the financial legacy that we leave. It's it's not the fish we give them when we leave. It's how we taught them to fish and the impact that we
Right.
made on them. The things that you're talking about. So I think that's great. And you know, I my oldest now just started working with me, and that's been great. It's just a cool thing to be able to I don't know where in what ways what I do will impact my children, but
Hmm.
because I can hope and have goals and so forth. But what I can tell you, it has been cool to look back over the last 10 years and see the ways in which what I do, and being an entrepreneur, being in this business, has made an impact. Now, whether it's me ranting and raving in the house and my children overhearing it,
Hmm.
right? And sort of indirectly getting certain messages of work ethic and of inspiration and so forth, or whether it's been the freedom to be able to go and travel and take them places, as you mentioned. But it's been really cool, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was in other situations.
Right. And one of the things, and this goes back to, like you said, forgiving ourselves, is what I've always taught my oldest daughter in school. She's very smart, straight A student, but she does make mistakes. She misses a problem. I always teach her, because I don't want her getting down on herself for making mistakes. I don't want mistakes to be a negative thing. I want
Mm,
them to be a positive thing. So I teach her that it's okay. Let's just sit down and figure out what the mistake was and then correct it. And I always tell her, this is where you learn the most, is when you correct your mistakes. And what's more important, is it the grade, or is it the knowledge you're going to carry with you through life? And so I'm teaching her that. So she knows I'm not disappointed. She knows there's unconditional acceptance and love, and all that. But to take those mistakes and, like you said, turn them into a learning experience. And we know in our life, when we make a mistake and when we correct that mistake, that's usually when we learn things. Even like building a funnel, is
mhm,
when it breaks and you have to fix it.
mhm.
And but some reason, I don't know, at some age, what age do we get to where we as an adults, we don't think mistakes are acceptable?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know where I don't know where that happens either, Sean, but I'd sure like to find that out and make sure that I also am on top of it with my kids, because
Hmm.
um and I think you stated it so plainly and powerfully, which is we learn the most through those mistakes. And I have a similar belief. I wish that for everyone. Unfortunately, for a long time in my life, I thought the choices that I made were permanent. And,
Right.
the only permanent choice that any person can make is to commit suicide, the ultimate, right? That's a
Hmm.
permanent solution, or a permanent solution to a temporary problem, as I say. But yeah, everything else, nothing. I found out that nothing's permanent.
Right.
Nothing's permanent. No, even things that are permanent. I mean, I was arrested when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, and had a drug addiction. And for a long time, I thought, oh, that's permanent. And I've been able to turn that mess and turn it into a message, and
Hmm.
actually use it as part of my story about the contrast of making mistakes and then cleaning those mistakes up. So yeah, I don't know where we get this perception. Maybe I think perfectionism is a lot of the problem. You know.
Hmm.
That we feel the need that we got to be perfect. I think society oftentimes contributes to that with this sort of this image management. How you doing? Oh, we're great. It's
Right.
like a natural thing. It's like not okay to be not okay. But I really do think that these conversations are what means the most. I think these are what change our thinking, and for a bunch of people to hear a couple of guys sitting around talking about what we're talking about will hopefully remind all of you listening that mistakes are part of the process. They are the most powerful part of the process. And as long as, like you said, Shawn, earlier, you don't quit, you give yourself permission to keep going no matter how bad you think. And I think this is the other thing is, to me, success has not been pretty. So I think we have this idea in our head that it's going to look a certain way and it's going to feel a certain way.
Right.
That's not been my experience. It's been ugly and it's hurt along the way.
Yeah. It almost sneaks up on you as long as you're consistent. And you look up one day and you go, oh, wow. You realize how far you've come because you've got your head down and just taking the action.
And you're taking blows, right? You're falling, taking blows. It's like running one of those Tough Mudder races. It's like hell as you're going through it. And then you get to the finish line, you look back and it's like, shit, I can celebrate now. I can actually.
And everybody tells you you're lucky. They didn't see the struggle.
Well, hey, man, I feel lucky to have this conversation with you this morning. I think there's been an incredible amount of value and points. So I thank you for being the vessel to bring those out this morning. I certainly wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So I'll give you the final word. And I just am grateful that you decided to come on and share your experience with us this morning.
Well, I have to say, I have to thank you and your whole organization. And some of the things I've been hitting on my online videos is the importance of community. A lot of times we get into the courses in the back office and forget to get into the Facebook Lives or get on there and chat with people and find somebody you relate to, that you encourage each other. Because I think that's one of the huge differences between Legendary and some other things out there is the community you create, where it's almost like a family just rooting for everybody. There's no jealousy. Everybody's willing to give advice. So if you're not plugging into the community, the Facebook posts and the lives, and just getting on there and chatting with people and asking questions and giving answers, that may be your missing link. If you're stalled out, and get involved in the community.
Couldn't have said it better. I think that's a powerful place to put a pin in it, my brother. And I hope you'll come back another time and keep sharing your journey with us. Give us an update. Come back on here in a month or two.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Shawn. See you later, buddy. All right, my friends. There you have it. Great conversation this morning with a great man. And each one of you guys are just as powerful and important. And I hope to be able to connect with each one of you guys because you all have something special. As Les Brown says, you have greatness inside of you. Remember that. And as Shawn reminded us this morning, remember that your mistakes, those are your muscles. Those are the muscle building process of this journey are making those mistakes. So instead, celebrate your mistakes, because without them, you're not doing anything, right? If you're not making mistakes, you're not doing anything. So celebrate the mistakes. I know it's painful and tough, but celebrate them. And yes, as Shawn said, get involved in the community. We are not who we are without you. So connect with each other. That's why we do this morning. I don't want to be anybody's guru. I'm just simply facilitating these conversations to be able to just provide more value and provide a platform for everybody to connect and learn from each other. So with that being said, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Matt, our Chief Marketing Officer, is going to be hosting tomorrow. He's going to be bringing massive value. So make sure that you're here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Wake up legendary. Be legendary. We'll talk to you later.